Hey guys, here we are for round 3, and let's see what we're up against. So it looks like we're up against traditional, well, it looks like Esper mid-range. Okay. So luckily not, I guess it could be like Esper Super Friends. Not the fastest deck, but still not bad. This hand is very, very slow. However, it does contain Hero Blade Hold, so I'm not sure if with this deck, if we want to keep this kind of opening. We could definitely draw into some cards here. We are going to be on the play, or on the draw. I think we're going to give this hand a try. Still kind of feeling out the deck here, but I think we have enough land. We do have a number of cards we can draw into, and then we also have uncounterable Hero Blade Hold. So we're going to see how it goes. All right. So there's the Blade Splicer. Alright. Now, Blade Splicer is a pretty good roadblock to our deck, unfortunately, but Hero does get around it a little bit. And also we can pick up either a Fiend Hunter, or if we can pick up a Leonin Relic Warder. Both can be very good for us. So I guess he just has double Blade Splicer. There's the Relic Warder that we're looking for. However, we also can just go ahead and drop out Hero Blade Hold. And I kind of like that play, just because it allows us to really prepare for the next turn. This way we can also have a good block and buff up our champion at the same time. So we had the removal. Okay. So I think here we just play Hero again, and then go ahead and prepare for the Relic Warder next turn. We're just going to go ahead and sit here. We definitely want to have defense for his golems. We could trade Vanguard here for a Splicer, but I'd rather get the extra off the attack. And since he already has 2 Splicers, there's no reason to throw it away. So unfortunately, Vapor Snag into Snapcaster is pretty rough. Alright, so at this point we drop to 3. But definitely a nice return there for us. Now if he has Restoration Angel, we're really in trouble, so we gotta be on the offensive as soon as possible here. So like at this point, if he has Restoration Angel, I mean we lose anyway, so we have to assume that he doesn't. So I think the plan here is to drop Riders, and then name Humans, and just kind of go from there. So, very, very coming down to the wire here. If he gets Angel, we're done. So at this point we just need Fiend Hunter. That can work. Alright, so now pretty much the plan is bash in with Champion, trade Golem, just keep pushing. I mean, the moment he draws Restoration Angel, it's over, so I think we've got to just keep pushing here. If he has anything, we're pretty much done. Alright. So now really just all this comes down to whether or not he has Angel. Could be Day of Judgment. Yep. So at this point, hopefully we connect with Gather. See if he has the cancel. There's the mana leak. And we're fine with that. So if he has double mana leak, we just replay the Relic Order. There's Snapcaster for mana leak. So now we trade Snapcaster for Relic Order, except he has gas and that's it. Alright. So definitely a close game there. Fortune didn't quite make it. Alright, so up against Esper mid-range, bringing in Talia. Crusader is coming in. Definitely bring in Grafdigger's Cage. War and Peace is nice to get through Angel, and it also makes us big enough to deal with the golems. So I kind of like War and Peace here. Deflection I think can be pretty good. It's like Riders. Not sure how I feel about Riders. I mean, it lets us get through golems, or angels, or humans. What do we cut? Well, Vanguard unfortunately gets outclassed by Golem pretty badly. We still want Honor the Pure. I think we might want to cut Gather. It doesn't do as much as we want it to in this matchup. And I think we can go ahead and put in probably Nevermore for either Day of Judgment or Definitely want to have Nevermore for Angel. Do we make room for the second Nevermore? I'm not sure that we do. I think we just want to leave it as is here. Kind of run it like this. Okay, so this hand is fine. Lead out here with Champion. Now, we could potentially lead out with a Cavern if he's playing like Mental Misstep. But I think, you know, if he gets to a point where he leaves mana up for Mana Leak, and then we can play Cavern to essentially waste his turn, I kind of like that line of play a little bit better. So I think we're just going to do Plains into Champion. To be honest, I'm not sure if this deck runs Mental Misstep on the board. This way we can lock down the shenanigans from the Snapcasters. And Champion's gotten a lot worse taking out some of our early drops, but I think it may be worth it in terms of the later game. So I guess now he's probably deciding if he wants to trade Snapcaster for Champion, which I think we're fine with. It's possible he's running some form of maybe like Oblivion Ring or something to get rid of Grafdiggers. So I think he's just trying to see if he can get more value out of Snapcaster later. So now he's got Angel back up. So definitely not attacking. Well, I mean, we could just... Yeah, but we just trade with Angel. It's better here to go ahead and just drop down another hero. And there's the Angel. Tamiyo, yuck. Luckily, we do have Silverblade Paladin, which makes this quite a bit easier. So now he probably has Wrath. If he goes Day of Judgment here, it's pretty rough, not gonna lie. That could just be the mash if he just has Day of Judgment right now. So probably goes Day. Yep, there's the Day. And Tamiyo Lockout is pretty rough times. Unfortunately, that might be it. So I guess boarding against Esper Control / mid-range, we probably want to see if we can bring in both Nevermores. What else do we want to bring in? Probably Deflection, just so we can maybe get the kill off on Tamiyo. I think we definitely want to bring in War and Peace just because it allows us to kind of play a little bit around Wrath. Let's see, so at this point, I'm going to try to ignore Tamiyo and go for the kill. Well, yeah, I think that's the plan. And he already has that. Doesn't really have any creatures to get rid of just yet, so that's great. But we're probably drawing dead at this point, unfortunately. see, he's going to use Tamiyo. Okay. We both bash in. The backswing just kills us. Yeah. 368. Yep. So he goes block, block. 8, that's enough. Tamiyo can tap it down, so I can't actually attack, otherwise I just lose. And if I just let Tamiyo sit there, then I just lose anyways. So we're pretty much dead. Have to block at this point. Not sure what he's got planned here. I guess he wants to get the Snapcaster in the yard to make another spirit token. But we're fine with that, I guess. Or gut shot, is it? Surprised he didn't make a spirit token end of turn there. Could have made 2. Maybe he wants to Wrath first. Also surprised he didn't do that before casting Probe. I guess there's the Wrath. And now we definitely cannot win. So unfortunately didn't quite get there. And we will see you for the final round.